On April 12, 2010, RuneScape released Dungeoneering, changing RuneScape forever. The landscape of Gielinor has changed a lot in the last 16 years though. The team over at Jagex decided to bring Demonheim up to par with the modern game. I'm Rheo, and today I'll be covering everything there is to know about the Dungeoneering Remaster. First, I want to clarify that this isn't a remake, but a remaster. Dungeoneering's core values and gameplay loop remain completely untouched, meaning you can enjoy a Gielinorian spelunk the same way you always have. This update instead focuses on improving the current system, removing friction, refreshing visuals, and even including some shiny new rewards from the Dungeoneering shop. There's even a little bonus for you diehard delvers, so stick around because you definitely don't want to miss it. Now, let's dive into the changes coming in the Dungeoneering Remaster. Want to run dungeons but go into a giant mole mass in 15 minutes? No problem, because you no longer need to bank prior to starting your run. Just grab your Ring of Kinship and dive right in. This not only makes starting seamless, but it cuts out those extra few tedious steps for those of you who like to overload before a run. Grouping also receives some big changes. You're now able to group with anyone you'd like, meaning main accounts and irons can group together. Another hindrance to grouping was floor experience. Rerunning floors you've already done would essentially net you 50% potential experience, which could cause friction if you wanted to run floors with friends but were at different points of progression. This system has now been completely reworked. Your experience is directly tied to your Dungeoneering level in place of your prestige, with floor experience getting an overhaul to provide 100 experience per floor level. With the added bonus of no penalties on rerunning checked off floors, this will make your experience more reliable and grouping with friends will be much easier. All that to say, there is still a benefit to running unique floors, as prestige has now been replaced by the floor buff system. Completing a unique floor will now award you with one of the following stacking buffs: 1% experience reduction for dying in a dungeon, 2% chance of extra resources, 1% skilling experience boost, 1% damage reduction, and for every 5th unique floor, you'll unlock a 10% floor experience buff for all future runs, stacking up to 120% for completing all 60 floors. This boost is applied to the end dungeon screen alongside your other modifiers. It's designed to feel rewarding without restricting how you choose to delve, so take that experience boost and run whatever floors you'd like. When you enter a dungeon, the very first thing you're going to notice is updated floor visuals. My personal favorite are the occult floors. They give this eerie sense of perfection, like they make me feel comfortable, but I shouldn't because I'm technically surrounded by evil occult stuff. Speaking of the occult though, you're now able to live your best life or unlife using the necromancy combat style. You will be able to craft up to tier 10 necro gear using bars from smithing and cloths from crafting after ensoling them at the brand new ritual site, with tier 11 gear coming from boss drops. This ritual site is also used to create ectoplasm for summons and impure essence for necromancy runes. You may also encounter some new necromancy monsters in your delves, so prepare accordingly. Monsters and bosses in Demonheim have also received a small buff to make them a bit more threatening, but not so threatening that it takes away from your hack and slash gameplay. Now onto my favorite quality of life changes. Door keys will now appear on the minimap, and on the same token, the Dungeoneering map will now display what locked rooms require in order to access them, whether that be a key or a skill door. Speaking of skill doors, these no longer have a hard level requirement. Instead, your level in the respective skill will now increase your chances of unlocking the door, meaning you will always be able to fully unlock a dungeon if you're willing to fail a few times. Lastly, the Smuggler has been given a few updates. We now have new loadout slots, extra bind slots, and a new storage system with the Smuggler. And the best change? He will teleport to the end of the dungeon after you defeat the boss. So if you forget to bind that tier 11 drop you've been chasing, then honestly at this point it's a skill issue. Now for my favorite part, the rewards. The initial release of Chaotix shook up the combat meta and account progression path, and that may just be the case here again. With this release, we are now seeing the introduction of new tier 90 ruinous weapons, which offer tier 90 damage, tier 100 accuracy, and tier 100 damage when fighting creatures of Demonheim. These weapons require you to obtain a tradable item called the Warp Stone from the Warped Floors. This stone, along with tokens, can be used to purchase a ruinous weapon of your choice, creating an untradable ruinous weapon. We're also seeing a new pocket slot item, the Chaotic Grimoire, which offers 7% crit chance with a very affordable recharge cost of 2k tokens per page. Necromancy has also been given the Demonheim treatment, introducing its own Chaotic set, Gravite set, Power Amulets, and of course, Ruinous Weapon set. On top of this, Chaotic weapons now only require 70 Dungeoneering, making them better fit the overall account progression path. Other beneficial unlocks from the store are the Archaeology Scroll, which gives you a chance to bank materials when excavating, the Retro Celestial Robes, as well as Thok's worst nightmare, the Ferret Pet. You'll be able to obtain the various colors of the Ferret Pet as well, making it match whatever fashion you're sporting. Speaking of pets, the Edemu Pet has officially been converted to a companion pet. So for all you little freaks who spent half a year grinding this pet, I'm happy for you. Alright, you've been patiently waiting, so what is this special bonus for all you diehard delvers? Speedrunning. Jagex is releasing an official speedrunning system on May 18th, 1 week after the Dungeoneering Remaster. Every floor type, from Frozen all the way to Warped, have their very own bronze, silver, and gold speed achievements for both solo play and groups of 5. Each of these achievements come with the title of the respective color for the subtle flex, and for those who need to be a little less subtle, Jagex added brand new quick chat options, so whenever your crush is online, you can try to impress them with how fast you can run. But just understand that there will be high scores in-game, as well as on the main website, so they'll be able to tell if you're lying. I'm absolutely thrilled for this Dungeoneering Remaster, and I can't wait to dive into the depths. I want to give a huge thanks to Jagex for having me bring you the information on the Dungeoneering Remaster, and once again, I'm Rheyo, and I'll see you around Demonheim.